Hello, everybody. Thumbs me up, 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 share me out, share me out, share me out, share me out. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Can you guys hear me? Thumb me up. Give me a red heart, blue heart, purple heart, whatever heart. Just let me know that you can hear me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna give people a couple of minutes to get in. Meanwhile, give me just a second. I'm gonna go grab my water. Hello, Taylor. Welcome, dear. Welcome, 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 everybody. I really appreciate you. I miss you guys. I miss going live. It's been a while since I've gone live, and I miss you guys. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Daddy Dave. How are you? Straight from Germany. Hey, my brother, how are you? Yes, ma'am, Burn. There you go. If you're one of the guest speakers, you may come in on the link that I just dropped. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wellness Monday. Absolutely. All about getting well here, guys. Sharing our experience. There we go. Hey, sis.
Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Loud and clear.
Okay. I've only tried it one time before on my computer. So we get feedback that I'm going to go out and go on my phone.
Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. So I can go ahead and stop the music now so we can get started. The house is getting full, and I appreciate everybody coming out today. It's been a while since I've been in these YouTube streets, and if you guys go and check my video from August the 19th, it'll tell you what happened and why I have disappeared from YouTube. But I'm back. I'm back. Hey, Jasmine, I'll let you up, sis. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Hello, ladies.
Hey. And we have a special guest also. So you guys, everybody is special. But I met this gentleman today named Giannis Border. And he is actually, I'll let him tell you about himself, but he has also wanted to come out and join us today. So you guys give him a warm welcome. And let's see. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I think the house is getting full. So again, I appreciate everybody for coming. Make sure you thumbs up the live, please. And I am so blessed and happy to be here today. You guys only know. Jasmine knows because she's been in touch with me, and let me get me turned in here correctly. That's better. Okay, so I thank you for coming, and as a reminder, I had stated in my last video that I was going to come out on Mondays with a video and Wednesdays with a live, but I had to change it around because somebody had something else to do, and they are very important for me to come on the panel. So they're on their way into the live. So I decided to go ahead and do. Vern dropped off. Vern, do you need me to drop the link again, dear? There you go. So I decided to go ahead and take today as the day that I go live, and then Wednesday I'll drop content. And then after that, I will be business as usual. Monday and Wednesdays is going to be my days that I come out to YouTube. And I have to do this because of my health and my well-being. I cannot be out in these streets doing the videos and every day and going live every day. It's a lot. It is a lot. And many people can tell you that. So that's why I switched today. So today we have some wonderful people that have agreed to come up and speak. Hey, Expedition Greg. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, Julie P22. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. So if you guys would just give me a second, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And they were wonderful to agree to come up on the panel today. And I appreciate you guys. So this topic today is about autoimmune or any type of diseases that you are dealing with, mainly autoimmune. And I'm going to let everybody go ahead and start to just take a minute, and I'm going to give you guys a question, and I'm going to see how you guys relate to this question. This is kind of an icebreaker, so we can all get to communicating in the live. So Here's the question, guys. Would you rather lose all of your money, that's all of your money, or all of your pictures? That's every picture in your phone, in your negatives, in your picture book, all pictures. Which one would you choose? And tell me why. So if you guys could put that in the, if you could put that in the chat, I want to see, this is going to give me an opportunity to see what you guys think, how your thinking is. I'll go ahead and answer first. And A Merchant Beauty, hey sis, and she answered the same way I did. I would rather lose my money because I can get my money back. I'm a hustler. I'm gonna get my money back. So if you could drop in the chat what you would like, what you would rather lose, other than which one would you rather lose? I'm sorry. Let's see. Julie P22 said all money. Pictures are priceless. Exactly. Says he said pictures. Wow, you would lose your pictures?
I agree, pictures.
You would do pictures too? Oh, wow.
Because I have been in that situation where I have lost pictures. And you'll get them back. You'll create memories.
Okay, somebody's got mute your YouTube. Somebody's YouTube is up because it's an echo. Mute your YouTube, please. Taylor said all of her pictures.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, Vern.
Yeah, I don't have anything on.
Okay, yep, you're clear.
Yeah, I don't have anything on either.
Okay, now that's better. Go ahead, Jasmine.
I would have to say pictures because one, I hate taking pictures. So pictures doesn't bother me because I hate being in them. I'd rather be the one behind the camera instead of in front of it.
Wow, a lot of you guys are saying that because, hey, April Mitchell, April said lose pictures too. Okay, guys, well, I said money again because I'm a hustler. I can make that money back. My pictures, and that's based on my multiple sclerosis, the lesions on my brain. A lot of times I forget things. I don't want to lose my pictures. I can't lose my pictures because it's not going to always be in the dome, as I call it. So I'd rather do them. I'd rather lose the money because I'm very resourceful, and there's other ways to get money. So
okay.
What's your reason, Vern? Why would you say money over pictures over money? No, you said money.
No, I said pictures.
You said pictures. Okay.
because I've been in that situation when my husband first passed and I moved, I lost a lot of stuff, but it's memories that I still remember, little things that we did together that nobody will know. So I remember that. So, and I have some pictures, but not like I used to have a lot. I mean, I was that person with the camera. Every time you turn around, smile, smile. They was like, get out of my face. So I lost a lot of that black and white pictures. So me, I would rather lose the pictures than my money.
Wow. Now, A Merchant says, without pictures, I don't have what I need to have visuals for my children and show them their family history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, A Merchant. I agree with that, Merch. I'm sorry. I, again, like I said, with pictures, memory is not going to always be there. But in those days when you get older and you're in that rocking chair,
yeah,
and you're trying to show the pictures, and they say pictures are worth 1,000 words, and all these
right.
But Taylor said money is not easy to make, and it's not. But if you follow Vern's savings plan, you guys check her video out. You have the savings plan. It will work. It definitely will.
Okay.
So, I would say money for me over pictures because of many reasons, more so than what to give to. Now, here's the thing. I don't have children, so I have all these pictures, but the nieces and nephews are like, can I have the pictures? No, you cannot. I'll give them to you. So all of a sudden, one day, one of my friends sends me some mail, and I'm like, what is she sending me? And this is a friend from elementary school, and she sent me a picture from us in elementary school. And she said, I'm sending this copy to you because she doesn't have children either. And she said, so when I'm gone, the family's not going to do anything but trash them. So
think about it. If you have pictures, I know for me, I don't know, maybe it's just me because my kids look alike. I have pictures of them and I can't tell them apart. I'm like, I don't know if that's you or your sister. Because they look alike. So I don't care about I can't tell them apart, so I don't care about the pictures. I need my money though. I need my money.
I need my money.
All my coins.
Well, that was a good way of everybody. That's a good way of everybody communicating. I like to try and do some type of icebreaker in the beginning. I do have another one that I will give you guys later in the chat. So we can go ahead and break it up. So we can go ahead and get started. I have two young ladies. One, before I start, Keely was supposed to come on, but she had a really rough night last night. And she said she'd been up for 24 hours. I was like, welcome to the club. Yeah. But you guys pray for her because she's not able to come today. We do have another young lady that's going to come up also. And when I see her in the chat, I'll drop the link for her to come up too. So while I have you two on, if you want to go ahead and start, whichever one of you guys want to start, I'm going to always be the last one. So
you can go, Jasmine. Introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Jasmine, and hold on, my mom's calling me. Burns, you start.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for being here to support my sister, Eat to Live Strong. I super appreciate it. She knows she can call me, and I'm there. So, but my name is Vern's Junk Closet. I am known as your YT cheerleader. I help you with your YouTube journey, with things in life. I motivate you, inspire you, encourage you, give you some education along the way, and that is what I do on YouTube. And you guys can contact me if you like. I love helping people, so I will never turn you away. I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and occasional Saturdays. And then the second Sunday of the month, I also do a panel called Queens Uplifting Other Queens, and we talk about everything. But guys, I am just there to help you and inspire you on your journey, no matter what it is, because we all can use that motivation. And I like to uplift anyone. If you are going for a goal, I'm there for you. So that's me in a little gist.
Thank you. And Jasmine?
My name is Jasmine, and my channel is a lot of things because I feel like My brain is very complicated when it wants to be. So basically, my channel is my brain without words sometimes. So basically, you'll see my life, music, gaming, and I do have a segment called Wisdom Wednesday where I try to encourage you in your middle of the week. And I do lives occasionally.
Okay. All right. And then many of you that are on here, you do know I'm Eat to Live Strong. My channel is, I'm sorry, just speaking. Thank you, Expedition Gray, for sharing me out. I appreciate your love. Hello, my sister, Living Better. How are you? Just 1 second, guys. Let me just respond. Okay, so I started my channel based on the fact that I had multiple sclerosis. Now, my channel, I started back in 2016, but I was only out there just putting out little videos, just as YouTube was therapeutic for me. So I was just putting out little videos and whatnot. So when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I was like, this is real. So I had to go out and start, hey, Jaden. So I had to go out and try to think of things that was going to be helpful for my condition. And then I started doing research. I started a website. I started doing different types of events and trying to get people to come to full circle with their health and just to know how important our health is. We only have one ticker, guys. One. And if you don't take care of that one ticker, it's over. And why not try and prolong your life? I know we're not God and we're not the ones that's going to determine our date, but why not make it longer as you can? So I started doing my website, and then I started twiddling around with YouTube, and I started to like it. So mine is based on healthy eating, healthy living. Occasionally I'll go out and do an unboxing or something of some nature. Going live is okay. It's not my favorite. Unlike Vern, she loves it, and but she's very helpful, and I love going to her lives, and especially when we have game night. Game night.
We'll be doing that soon.
Yes, we'll be doing game night. It's really fun. So that was basically how I started my my journey on YouTube, with the idea of helping other people change their life. I'm not trying to make people become vegan. I'm not trying to make people to become vegetarian or any other type of foods, just as long as you're eating right and healthy. Stay away from the processed foods and things like that. So when you look at my videos from back in the day, I did put a lot of that stuff out there telling. At one point, people were like, you got to try the food because people are not going to think you did it or it's got good. So I got caught up in, after being vegan for so long, that I was trying seafood gumbo. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So guys going to have to take it or leave it. So I just started doing my vegan meals. So that's basically about all about me. So
did you start doing vegan because of your diagnosis, or you were doing that before?
Actually, before my diagnosis, I was vegetarian. But
okay.
in the career that I was in order to keep you in the office and keep you from going out to lunch or going home or whatever, they were always bringing food in. So we were getting Olive Garden, Chili's, whatever they wanted to keep us in the office. They were just feeding us. And then all of a sudden, I got on the scale and I was at 300 pounds. I was 3 pounds away from 300 pounds.
So let me ask you this, because you said you're vegan, you don't eat meat?
No.
So what do you do to get your protein?
I use alternative, like somebody's echoing. I do beans, I do vegetables. There's protein in everything.
Okay.
I just get it in other ways. And then I don't do, of course, dairy products. I don't do that. And then they make really good plant-based stuff.
Oh
no, I forgot I Oh my goodness, I forgot about that. Now, some of the people that are in the audience, they're longtime friends. They have they've worked in the business with me, so they can relate to how they tried to keep us in the office by always bringing us food to eat. So yes, that's exactly
that's true. Is it Johannes? Johanna said, pray like it's up to God and work like it's up to you. True. I believe that. That is
I
awesome.
agree with that one.
Yes, yes. So
Oh,
yes,
Johanna said mushrooms. I think she means chickpeas and
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
I like that.
chickpeas
I
and
like
lentils.
that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and lentil soup is so tasty, guys. I
It
cannot
is.
wait until I make that on my channel. So yes, I had to
Taylor said fast food is their weakness.
Yes, fast food. It's a trap. It
It
is
really
a
is.
trap. If you ride down the main street, all you're going
Oh
to
yeah.
see is
Oh, yeah.
fast food restaurants. You're going to guarantee to see fast food restaurants,
Uh-huh.
a bank, a grocery store,
A liquor store.
and a liquor store.
Bro, they just said today they're putting the liquor store in our mall. I'm like, what?
In the mall?
In the mall. That's what I just read it today. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Nope.
So she eats it
That's just
all.
not-
Now, I will say, I can do without eating the meat at fast food, like a burger and stuff like that. Once in a while, I'll eat, but I can do. I have went without it. But them fries, that's my downfall.
Fries.
That's my downfall. Fries, potatoes, rice, bread.
All the carbs. Look at all those carbs.
Yes, pasta.
Starch I love. That's my downfall. But I can do without meat. And I tried that one time when I was in college. And then it was about 2 months. And I came home and my husband and my brother-in-law had made a hamburger. I lost my whole mind. That thing smelled so good. Just to say I was only that for 2 months.
Yeah, so Yona said detox it out of your cells.
Okay.
You
You can
what mall is this? What mall is for the liquor store?
It's the second mall to Mall of America. It's called Destiny USA, which is ridiculous. But I have tried some fasting to detox, like not eat, not drink, or only drink water. But because I have lupus, I do need to eat like breakfast and stuff. But I want to try the one where you soak your feet in the water and you pour in some crystals or something, and it takes the toxins out of your feet. I want to try that.
It also will tell you if you've never been diagnosed. I'm sorry, Jasmine, I'll let you talk. If you have never been diagnosed with something, they have one. It's a foot bath. You put your feet in it, and when you take it out, they can read it. The color of the stuff.
The water.
It tells you what if your kidneys are weak, if you need to do this.
Oh, if you got that, I will try that.
Yeah, there's a place here. I don't know. I'll look and see if I can find it. But I went somewhere and they told me this was before I was diagnosed. This son went vegan.
So we're getting ready to get a storm. I hear it thundering, so hopefully we don't lose power or anything. It's thundering. Okay,
and then Yana says check out LOJ Fit Club. Okay, so that's his environment. If you want to drop your channel, well, I know you can't do it. Living Better.
Any other
yeah, is there? I think Living Better is out there. Yeah, if you can drop Vern's other channel, because she does one too that she has another channel that she does reviews and things of that nature.
Johannes, is that LOJ Fit Club on YouTube? Oh, A. Mert said her son went vegan at 17. He's 20.
He's 20 now.
That's great.
I did not know that he
ionizer. Okay, thank you. Let me write that.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. Hey, Jasmine, can you drop her other channel link for me? Can you do it?
I'm searching for
VMAX Show.
VMAX Show.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, Eat to Live and Johannes. So when you do the foot bath and it detoxes, it'll tell you what is weak. Now, when it does that, it did take that out, right? It literally no, it did not take it out. There's something that takes it out, like a salt, almost like an Epsom salt thing.
Now, Giannis may be talking about that one, but the one I did not. Okay. Hey, Shay's World. Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shay.
Thank you for coming.
Hi, Shay. He said it feels amazing. He accidentally ate something with meat in it, and he was in the fetal position for 7 hours in pain. I felt bad for him. Now, I have heard that because your body not used to doing that anymore. That's just like with people when they stop smoking, you know, they get either they gain weight or they lose weight, or you know, you go through something.
Right.
I've heard.
And that with me when I was first doing my channel and I was eating like the seafood and stuff, it didn't bother me where I was like in pain or anything because I didn't eat a lot of it because I knew that I had not eaten it. So I would just taste it. But I did find myself very, very sluggish.
Now, that happens to me when I drink Pepsi. Now, I don't drink soda, but sometimes I love ginger ale, but sometimes I'll drink a Pepsi to belch. You know, sometimes you just feel like you want to belch. And literally, I would say within hours, I'm like that. I'm doubled over and feel like it's my gallstone. I need that to belch, but I may have to try something else. But yeah, I don't drink soda, but when I try the Pepsi, it always repeats on me or something happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other young lady, is that me that's echoing? You know, it might be me echoing, guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize if it is me. Let me just shut this one down. Sorry, guys. It may have been me that was echoing. No, I'm not echoing. Okay.
Yeah, let me say something. Do you hear anything now when I talk?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where the echo's coming from.
Miss Doss, if you are ready, I dropped the link. If you want to click on the link, it should let you up on the panel. This is the other young lady, and we could go ahead and get to talking about.
Hi, Jazzy Nicole.
Hey, Jazzy Nicole.
Hi, Jazzy Nicole.
Shay's World, can you type something, please, dear? I just want to make sure you're back blue. I changed people when they leave out and come back in. I changed the colors back.
I shared this out on IG, Facebook, and YouTube.
Awesome sauce. Thank you.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Thank you, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
So, Verena, just let me know if you click on the link, it'll let you come up on the stage so that you can talk about your situation as well. Too late.
And you know when she comes up, if you click the pictures under us, you can have us in a certain order.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just click the actual picture?
Yeah, you see right up under you on StreamYard, you see it looks like pictures.
Yeah.
3 profiles. When she comes up, instead of having us 4 like this, you can have us any way you want.
Stacked. Okay, gotcha. Hello, Amora Fox. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
Hi, Amora Fox. How are you?
Hello, Amora.
Do you drink iced tea? Yes, I do, Taylor. I love my iced tea. And you know what? Actually, I really shouldn't drink as much because of the lupus and anemia, but that's the only thing besides water that I can actually drink on a regular. And you know, we need the fluids. I know, besides the water and the iced tea, you know, you have to have some kind of fluids going in you. So,
wow. Okay, something happened. You can't hear anything? You can't hear anybody?
Let me try on my phone.
I think she's up now. Let's see.
Oh, I can hear.
Okay, there we go. Hello.
Hi.
Hey. I haven't seen this in a long time. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Thank you for coming. So you want to introduce yourself to everybody, and then we'll start talking about the subject at hand.
Okay, my name is Verena Dawes. I've known Art for 17 years. Yes, 17 years in and out of different businesses. So I just wanted to support her in this matter and give out any information that may be of help to anybody.
Great. Thank you. Welcome, Verena. Everybody, welcome her. Okay, great. You can hear Elaine good. Okay, awesome. So,
hi, Verena. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Hello.
And you? Hi, Jasmine.
Oh, good. So, yeah, Fern, Jasmine.
Yeah, I don't know, Verena, but hello. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just follow Art and support her.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to tell you guys. What's funny is how I met Verena. I was a outside sales executive for a mortgage company, and I was out with my sales manager, and Verena pulled up on the side of me on the freeway, and he said, "Follow that car," and I was like, "Why?" He said, "Follow that car," and he said, "Don't you see that sign on her car?" So we became business partners. That was so funny. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" He had me chasing her down the road.
I was the loan officer at the time. Yeah.
Yep, loan officer. Yep, he had me chasing her down the road, and we called and we met that same day. And
Yes, we did.
been knowing her ever since.
Yep, 17 years.
So,
Wow.
guys, what we are
That's
going
awesome.
to do now is I'm going to let you guys talk about your condition so that everybody in the chat, if you have questions about the condition or if you have any questions at all, let you can ask questions in the chat and we'll repeat the questions and we'll answer them.
Thank you to the people in the chat. Share us out and thumbs us up if you can.
Thank you. Yes, please.
You can't share, but please share us out. This will be some great information for someone that may need it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can go in whichever order you want to go. I am going to go last because I've already talked. So,
okay. Jasmine, do you want to go first since you missed out last time?
Okay. Well, I have something called cerebral palsy, which means I cannot walk on my own. So basically, my brain doesn't tell my legs exactly what to do. And there's so many different forms, so many different types. So basically, just for me, it means I can't walk on my own. And my mom found out when I was 9 months old. She realized it because she wondered why I could never hold my head up, or why when she would sit me in a chair, I would just like fall over and I couldn't hold a bottle. So she got curious and they did a whole bunch of tests, and that's what they found out. It didn't affect me much when I was younger because there was always somebody doing a certain test, and you become like the person that never leaves the hospital, which I've come to hate hospitals at this point because you never leave them. And when I was about 8, they did surgery to straighten my body because when I stood, my body had started sinking. So they had to straighten me all back out. And I spent 3 months in a full leg length cast on both legs with a bar between my legs. And then that all worked out. But now that I'm older, it's harder to move around just because I'm getting taller, and they always have to go in and readjust, usually meaning they would have to turn my hips and stuff and being cut in 12 places. A very fun thing. But it doesn't really affect much. But now I've come to learn that even stress can set something off, which never used to be a problem. And they were like, now that they're doing all these tests, they were like, you might just be stressed out. And we don't really have an answer to why this happens. So sometimes I'll wake up and I completely can't move. And the only thing they can figure out is that my body is having some sort of reaction to stress.
So, what kind of symptoms, Jasmine? Can you tell them what kind of symptoms you're experiencing now that you're older? Not calling you old, just older.
I know. Mostly my hands go numb. Apparently, from me having to drive my chair and my elbow being bent in a certain position, it has pinched a nerve in my arm somewhere, so where it makes my fingers go numb. And sometimes it'll even go far to where they'll start shaking. So they've kind of given medication to help the tremors, but it doesn't really work because it'll stop them and then they come back. So it doesn't really help. And all they can tell me is that I shouldn't stress myself out. But then that means having to go see a psychiatrist all the time because they feel as though that's limiting your stress, but it really doesn't when they change psychiatrists every 5 to 6 months. And then you got to start all over talking to somebody new. So then that usually creates more stress.
Do you deal with any pain?
No, not really, unless it really goes like numb to where I can't completely feel anything. That's the only pain. Or there is a rod in my leg, so if somebody hits my leg in the wrong position, that'll cause pain, but nothing really else causes any pain.
Wow. Crystal Blog said, God
Yeah.
bless you, Jasmine, for talking to us and explaining.
Thank you, Crystal.
And hey, Crystal, thank you for joining us today, Crystal Blog.
Jasmine, did they say it would affect anything else? Because you're a young lady, you know, you at that age, you have boyfriends and stuff like. Did it say it would affect you from having children or from cycles? You know, because anything could affect us. We're women, you know, we get affected by every darn thing in our body.
Not that I know of, but
Okay.
when I was younger, when I first got my cycle, it would come like every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only supposed to come every 21 days, but it would literally come every 2 weeks, which where they tried to stop it, but then they wanted to regulate it itself. So it's regulated now, but now it's more painful than it used to be now that it's regulated. So, and it makes create a lot of extra weight that you try to get rid of because they try to regulate it so much. But that's the only effect that it has on my cycle. As for children, I don't really know. As far as I've been told, it won't affect my children because it's not genetic. So
You said she also has cerebral palsy.
Taylor is actually my best friend, and that's how me and Taylor actually
Oxygen was cut off at 2. Remember? Wow.
Yeah,
that's how me and Taylor actually met.
wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, does it affect your bones or like the calcium or anything like that?
No, it doesn't affect my bones. They're just there, but they have shrunk before. So I've been straightened out, and I've gotten cut on my hamstrings, my thighs, my groin, to all straighten it back out.
Okay. Well, it doesn't affect your memory because you're very smart. So that's a plus.
And
I mean, I've been on her, on some of her streams, and she's like, I never even knew until like I think either end of December or beginning of January, we were doing something, and you was like, I have cerebral. I'm like, what? Like I never even knew, never had a clue until.
Yeah.
And that's and Jasmine is really quick. In fact, I can call when I have problems getting my videos up. I call Jasmine, what's going on? And she'll answer it. And she's when I first met her, she was modding in somebody's channel, and Jasmine was like timing people out, and like she was blocking comments. I'm like, who is this chick? She's like this. So she's good, but let's see. Yana said, keep fighting and gave you the strong arm, Jasmine. And welcome the world. Thank you so much for coming. Anybody out there, if you have any questions or if you are dealing with any type of autoimmune disease or anything that you'd like to share, I will drop the link. You're welcome to come up and talk. If you don't want to show your face, that's no problem. Oh, that's so nice.
Better.
Cash app. Thank you so much. I'll put it in there. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but that is so nice.
Better said, my son had the same things happen to him. He was born with cerebral. Is it cerebral palsy or is it cerebral palsy?
You can say it either way.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really matter.
Okay. And autism. Oh, okay. Living better.
Yeah.
Oh, the world said, "What is your Cash App? I want to pay it forward." Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Aw.
I just put it out there.
Or
Thank you so much.
yeah, or if you can drop it because I don't know it. It
Yeah.
affects my right side, my arm and legs, Taylor. Oh, it's there. That she put it in the chat, people.
I usually scroll across the bottom. I forgot to click the link.
Okay.
Of the thingy to scroll it around. Actually, I think I can still do it.
Yeah, you can still do it while you're
doing
just
it.
click, go into what is it called?
Banner.
Tickler brand or something like that, and it should pop right up. There it goes.
Okay. So again,
I'm here, had their time wrong. Oh, okay, Angel. Thank you for coming in, Angel. Thank you.
Oh,
Like I
Angel.
said, I told
Thank
people to swing by.
you.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to come up, if you come up, I have to see you. You don't have to show your face, but when you come up on the stage, let me see you first. Then you can put your avatar on, and then I'll let you up, so you don't have to show your face. So that's if you want to come up. If you have any questions, or if you are dealing with any type of autoimmune or any diseases, we're here to support each other, to give some justice. And listen, because what you have, you may tell somebody something that someone else needs to know. Paying it forward that way, guys. So that's what. Okay, let's see. The world.
The world is mine. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Hello. Oh, I do it. Hello, how are you?
Fine. How are
Hi,
you?
Joelle. How are you?
All right. The Cash App that you put down, so I want to pay it forward. Is that for you, Eat to Live Strong?
It is.
All right. I'm gonna send it off now. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've never met you before, so if you don't mind subscribing to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it.
I will do that. See you
And
later.
anybody on here that you don't know, you're welcome to do that. Thank you so much. Okay.
Angel said Ty was grocery. Okay, the hurricane. Yeah, it's everywhere. I told him it's storming here now. That thing is vast. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
I hope you have more lives like these. One day I will be in the right frame of mind to share my son's story and bring awareness to meningitis. Oh, please do. We would love to have.
Please do that.
This is a safe place. Myself and Eat to Live Strong have done panels before about autoimmune. We actually really take this into consideration when we're doing this, but we also want the word to be out so other people may have something that maybe a family member, a friend, a coworker, and anything could help you.
Right. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I meant to tell you guys in the beginning, I have 3 hashtags. One is hashtag TND, which is Team No Drama. I have hashtag TNJ, which is Team No Judging. And then hashtag TGLP, Team God Loving Platform. So that's what we're all about here. So, hey, Sheila. Hey, welcome, sis. Welcome. So,
hi, Sheila.
So we're discussing if anybody have any questions or want to come up that they are dealing with anything, you're more than welcome to do so. Bless you. You're more than welcome to come up. You don't have to show your face, just like when the young man just came up. He showed his face first, and if he wanted to put his avatar up, he could have done that. You don't have to show your face. So Jasmine, did you have anything else you want to talk about? What's your typical day like?
My typical day is basically I wake up, I take 3 types of medication because I also have asthma and I have acid reflux, so I have to take all of that together. And then my mom comes and helps, like with getting me in and out the shower. My shower is designed to where there's a seat that comes over my shower so I can just slide into the shower, and then there's bars on the side of the shower, and then the shower head detaches from the wall so I can do it myself once I get in the shower.
Okay.
And my stove is where I can reach it to where I can cook for myself.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. You're very independent. That's awesome.
It is.
Yes, my grandmother made me that way. My family used to carry me up and down the steps, And then one day, my grandmother was like, "You're getting too big. We don't want to carry you anymore. And if you want to come downstairs, you got to sit on your butt and slide down the steps."
Scoop down.
And I refused. And she told me she wasn't bringing me no food until I came downstairs. So if I wanted to eat, I had to go downstairs. From there, they stopped doing things.
Wow.
And they told me if I wanted, I had to figure out a way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
At D World, thank you so much. I did receive it, and what I will do is I am going to make a donation to the MS Society. So thank you so much for the Cash App. I always try to get
merch. Yeah. We've been on panels where we done cry our eyes out, girl. It's okay.
Yeah, we didn't all have one of those things.
Thank you so much, D World. You have a great night. God bless you.
Good night.
Okay, so
we can let Verena go. Verena can go.
Yeah, okay. So Verena, go ahead and
thanks, Jasmine, for sharing.
Thank you, Jasmine. Much love, sis.
Okay, I have a autoimmune disease. Well, some may have heard of it. It's something similar to lupus, but is much different. But it's in the family. It's called Hashimoto.
Mm-hmm.
Hashimoto is an autoimmune disease that attacks the thyroid first. It attacks the thyroid in a order where, you know, that you could lose so many different functions of your body till you will not even begin to know what's going on with your body until you are totally tested. I was not aware of any of this until 2011 because it mostly affects middle-aged women and men. Some men at sometimes, but mostly middle-aged women. And I'm 50 plus. And I was diagnosed in 2011. And the only way I was aware that I had Hashimoto's is I used to walk Stone Mountain. And on one of the days that I walked Stone Mountain, after I walked, I went home and got dressed and went out to eat dinner. And as I was sitting at the table eating dinner, I had on slides. So I kind of kicked my slides off and was just sitting there. So when I got ready to put my slides back on, I couldn't. So I thought maybe I couldn't reach my slides. So I looked under the table and my shoes were actually right there, but I couldn't get them on because at that point, my feet all the way up to my knee had swollen so big just that quick on that day.
Wow.
So it was unbelievable. I had never seen anything like it before. So at that point, I let my husband know. They rushed to the urgent care and they would not touch me. They told me I needed to go to an ER. And so I left there and went to the ER, got to the ER, and they ran a series of tests. And the only thing that they could tell me was that I had some heart issues, that blood was flowing down, but it was not flowing back up properly.
Wow.
So they ran tests and asked me to see my primary care doctor, 3 days following, and to let them run additional testing to determine what the problem was. But they did ask me, had I been sick or had any trauma prior to? And I told them the only thing that I could think of that happened was I had a cold or cold symptoms, and they lasted for way over a month. And I could not shake it for nothing. So he said at that point I had the cold symptoms for so long that he think I had damaged my heart.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so I then went to my primary care doctor, made an appointment, went there, and they ran lab tests. And I guess a couple of days later, they called me to come to the office to discuss the lab work. And the doctor was acting so scared himself till he was scaring me. And he was like, "Oh, I want to run tests again. I want to get more blood to make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Can I get more blood?" So we did this 3 times because the doctor was scared, and he was like, "I have to do this again and again and again." So we did it 3 times, and when he finally told me that I had Hashimoto's, and I was like, "Okay, I need to understand what it was." So I did my
I was
own
gonna say, have you
research.
heard of it at that time? Did you ever hear of
No,
it? No.
I never
Okay.
heard of it before in my life. So he tried to explain to me what it was. And then, of course, I let my husband know, my children. And so we did our own research to, try to get a clear understanding as to what it was and how it would affect me. And so after we did our research and to know that it affects your thyroid, and the way they explained it to me was the thyroid is like the motor to a car. If your motor go out in your car, then your car won't run. So with my thyroid being that affected by Hashimoto, that means it was shutting me down. And that's what it was doing. And I had no idea. I was so tired, so swollen, so fatigued, and I didn't know what was going on. So after going to the doctor, running tests, I mean, it had affected my heart, going to a cardiologist, and finally getting to an endocrinologist. I mean, it was one doctor after another trying to get resolution or answers to the problem or the right medication. It was a lot, and till this day, I still have to go to the doctor every quarter for my for a test and to make sure my medicine is adjusted accordingly because I'm still fatigued. I'm still having issues month after month because you never know when your levels are down or not, because they had to totally remove my thyroid in 2014 because at that point I had a mass that covered my entire thyroid from Hashimoto's. But by the grace of God, it was not malignant. It was benign. So I had it removed, but it's still, to this day, I will get swelling from my feet all the way up to my knee. I will be tired. I will be fatigued, and to the point that it really disturbed and interrupted my life.
Wow.
It was life changing, and the only way I could get through it was, I mean, just to take it for what it was and research and learn more about it so I could change my life around it. And that was eating different. It's a lot of foods that I took for granted that I thought that I could eat. And I thought I could eat collard greens or turnip greens or cabbage or kale or spinach. Those are some of my favorite greens that I thought was okay for me, but they're not.
Right.
They're not. So I have to build my life around Hashimoto's instead of Hashimoto's taking over me. Then I try to build my life around that disease because it still will attack other parts of my body if I don't pay attention to the signs and the symptoms. And that's daily.
So you were diagnosed officially in 2011?
Yes.
And you have children and they didn't notice anything when you were pregnant or growing up? Now, 2020 is hindsight. Are there any symptoms that you now have that now you look back and was like, oh, wow, that could have been from that? No. Wow.
Wow, really?
I thought she was going to say, yeah, I had this. And wow.
And they say it mostly affect middle-aged women. And the one thing they say is environmental or it's hereditary.
Okay.
So when I got diagnosed, I was on my way. I had planned a trip to go home anyway. I'm from Mississippi. So I had planned a trip home. And when I got home, and there was a family gathering where all my mom and her sisters were there. So in that setting, I asked them if any other family member had autoimmune disease. And that's when my mom's sister said, yes, I have lupus. Yeah, oh, I have lupus. So at that point, it kind of made sense. I was like, okay, it's hereditary, it's not environmental. So I said, it's so important for us to, when we to have family reunions or have family gatherings on both sides, father, mother, and to have these talks and ask what disease or what happened or who had what. I mean, from our generational, because the simple fact that it will affect you. It skips this person and this person will have it. My mom didn't have anything. No high blood pressure, no high cholesterol, no autoimmune, nothing. But it attacked me so bad that I still have symptoms to this day. And that's how I know when my levels are off. I can feel really good and energized today. And tomorrow I will be totally down. But it's nothing I can do about it. It's nothing I can do about it.
And there's nothing that makes you feel better when you do, like maybe if you exercise, if you drink water, if you drink milk, anything that may nothing.
All I can do is pay attention to what food I eat and make sure I didn't eat something that maybe could have caused that. But listen to what I said, could have caused it. I don't have a list of all the foods. I did take 2 food panel tests. Two different doctors that don't know I took the test from the other, because I made sure that I took 2 food panel tests to see what foods that my body chemistry did not work with. So when I did those 2 tests, both of them came back exactly the same.
Wow.
From 2 different doctors. So I have a list of a lot of foods that I'm not supposed to eat and that I can eat. But they are doing so much to our foods now.
Yeah, we need to grow our own. You're right.
Till the point that I can eat one of the foods that they said was okay, but it still couldn't be okay because they could have did alter it by putting this on them when they was growing or something, and it still will affect me, and I can eat it, and it'll make me feel really bad.
Now you said the Hashimoto they said was from middle-aged women. Did they say specifically like black women or white
No,
women or women in general, or they didn't say?
they
Okay.
just said women in general because I
Wow.
work with a young lady, and she was East Indian.
Okay.
And she just started working there, I guess, maybe several months ago. And when she got there and we started talking, she has the exact same thing, exact same symptoms.
Wow. How long of a list was the symptoms?
Say that again, Art.
How many symptoms? Was it like a really long list? Like MS has like 5 pages.
No, it's the symptoms are not that long. You can pinpoint. It may be 20. It may be 20 because the thing is the symptoms that you have, they're so noticeable when you do have them. I mean, like I said, when the swelling started that day, the swelling was so bad that I couldn't even put my shoes on. And my legs were so big till they hurt.
Wow.
It stretched, yes, until the weight started to build up. I started to gain weight till I kept changing my diet. I kept working out, and the doctor said, "Stop. It's not going to work. Nothing as far as exercise is going to do you any good." The doctor suggested, because they were so scared that I was going into diabetes, I was going into heart failure, I was
Renal
going
failure,
into so many other areas that will really harm me, to the point that they suggested I went from 135 to 200 from 2011 to 2014. And that's what me fighting to try to keep the weight off by changing my eating habits and still trying to work out. But it was hard. I had to go through something like dialysis. They had to detox my blood.
Wow.
That was one thing they did. I did that for a year.
Wow.
And then I had to go after they did that and do the gastric sleeves.
Now, are you on meds that you have to take on a regular basis?
Only thing that I take now is Synthroid. That's it. That's because I don't have a thyroid at all, and I have to go every 3 months and get blood work done just to make sure that nothing is going on, because the mass that was removed in 2014 came back last year.
Wow.
And I had to go through,
no.
Yeah, and I went through radiation this time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So no cure or anything? Are they saying, okay, because you know some things have cure, some doesn't. Wow. You're the first person that I think I've known that has.
Yeah. I remember your experience, B, when you were going through it, but is there like pain? I know it's pain when you get the swelling, and fatigue is another one, which with most autoimmune diseases, guys, fatigue is huge. We're always fatigued. And a lot of people, and that's going to be another topic, a lot of people don't know there is a difference in sleeping and resting. There's a difference. So
thank you, Crystal, for that prayer.
Yes, thank you. And also welcome Mama Dale. Welcome CJ's info. Jazzy Nicole is out speaking and making connections and speaking to everybody. So just wanted to welcome people. I normally try to do it in between, but this is such Giannis is saying some really nice comments here too. So guys, thank you so much for commenting in the chat, as you appreciate it with that. But with autoimmune diseases, yes, we definitely, fatigue is a huge factor in our illness. So
I didn't know that, Johanna. She said, peace family, stay inspired, and when praying, make sure your feet are moving. Thank you for the knowledge and insight. I've never heard that. Make sure your feet are moving. I've never heard that. That's different.
Neither have I.
I don't know if Verena went out or she stepped away, but her screen.
I think she stopped. She
Okay.
changed her color.
Okay.
So yes, this is great information, because again, I had not heard of her condition, and when she first said it, I was like, yeah, I think we lost her. She dropped off.
Yeah.
So if
she'll probably come back.
Yeah, she comes back in. I'll drop her the link again. So yes, which is part of my Eat to Live Strong journey, is that it's all in what we eat. Processed food is a beast. Stay away from it. Try and grow as much as you can. I know we cannot grow everything where we live. But if you're buying things, guys, and you're having to go buy things that you cannot grow, make sure you buy stuff that is homegrown. Don't buy things. And please, nobody email me or text me. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but when you buy and play things from like China, and I'll put the link back out, Verena. If you're buying foods from like China, and it's got to come a long way, so you know they put stuff in it to keep it.
It'll lose its
exactly
that it has in it.
So some things, I dropped the link for you, Verena. So if you want to come back up, I'll let you back up. So a lot of things, it's not meant for us to eat. Hey, Natural Cottage, Natural Way. Welcome. Hey,
hello, Natural Cottage.
So yes, so we just have to really watch what we're eating. Anybody have any questions for Verena? She's in the chat, and hopefully she'll be able to come back up. But if you have any questions concerning her condition, I don't like to call it a disease. I like to call it a condition, because I know one day God is going to bless us with a healing. I don't like to use that word disease.
Cure.
It's just a cure. So thanks, Verena. Sometimes it'll drop people off. So
okay.
So, but if anybody have any questions because I had never heard of her condition until we were talking one day, and we were talking about something totally different, and then she just didn't seem like herself, and we continued to talk. So if anybody have any questions or comments about the condition that any of us are going through, this is a great platform. It's a no judge platform. It's, you know, we don't go share people's information out in the world on purpose. Everybody has agreed to come up and talk. So I'm going to drop the link if you want to come up, or you can put the questions or whatever in the chat. Before I continue any further, I have to let you know too that Giannis is a holistic person, and he's a trainer. I think he does physical therapy and fitness. So he is actually going to come up on one of my panels as well to talk about what he does and to help people. We had a great, I met him for the first time today. We had a
What's his name?
conversation, and that's Giannis.
Giannis, okay.
Giannis. I just met him today. He was referred to me by one of the other ladies that's in the chat. If she's still here, that's Sheila. She's also an MS warrior, but I met him through her, and we had a great conversation. So I'm looking for a long-term YouTube relationship with him. If whether we have to do YouTube or Zoom or anything, because he don't know this yet, but he's gonna have to train me through Zoom because of his location. But so Verena, did you have any, as far as, like I said, the swelling, pain, or anything like that? What was anything else that you wanted to talk about in your condition? And
the blood, when I went to do the treatment for the blood detox, because of everything that was going on, I went through holistic medical center here in Georgia, because at that point I had gotten so, I guess I was somewhat tired and confused on everything that happened, because it happened so fast. And the doctors were even making me scared, because the doctor that I had, when I tell you, he was looking at me like, what is this? What is all this? Because it really made me seem like something was really, really about to happen really bad. So when I got through having all the tests and they determined what the diagnosis was, my son worked at a holistic medical center here in Georgia, and his thing was, Mom, let me have you to come to the facility and speak to one of the doctors, and let's see what it is that they say or they wanted to do as far as treatment. And that's when I went to this holistic facility here, and they decided to do that first, and we did that before I did that before I even did the surgery, because I didn't know that I had the mass on my thyroid. I just know that I was taking medication, going to my doctors every 3 months, getting a biopsy, and the biopsy kept coming back normal, but I was starting to feel worse. I was getting worse. So at that point, I changed doctors. I changed my endocrinologist to see someone else so I can get a different answer. That's my philosophy. If I keep getting the same answer and I'm feeling bad or feeling worse, then I need to change my doctor.
Right.
And I changed the doctor. And when I changed my doctor. Yeah, the first visit, this doctor chose to do a ultrasound, and that's when he saw the mass, and he was like, Verena, we can do a biopsy to see if it's benign or malignant, or we could just schedule surgery and go ahead and take it out. And I work for an oncology center, and I was like, no, let's schedule it and take it out. And you can determine if it's benign or malignant once you take it out. You can send it off then. But I wasn't going to go through another biopsy, because I've already gone through one, and it came back, negative. And I was like, just take it out. And I tell anybody, the main thing to my story is pay attention to your body. Make sure you pay attention symptoms and changes that you are not used to that is going on with your body. Don't just push it off and say, "Oh, it's a headache." But if that headache ain't been going on for a week and you're not used to having them that long, then something is wrong. Something is off. If you haven't swelling and never had it before, then you need to go have that checked out. Because at this point, the doctor told me all of my kids have to be tested. I have 3.
I was just going to ask you, do your children have to be tested? Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 boys and a girl. He said, but his main concern is my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has to be tested. Huh?
Can men get it also?
Yes, I have. My brother has it.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, my brother has it, and he didn't find out until last year, and he's older than me.
What?
He's older than me, and I didn't know until he went into the hospital. So yeah, so
wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay. It's we have to come together and talk about it as a family as to what did this one have? Do you know if this is going on? What is some of the medical backgrounds of our family, mother's father, grandparents? And at that point, I start to dig. I start to research. I need y'all to tell me who had what is their medical background, because it will affect not only us. If we have kids, it would affect them.
And so on and so forth. And that's one of the things that I talk about all the time because it's no excuse, but it is an excuse that I've heard growing up, because back in the day, people, family would just say, "Oh, he died of the cancer," or "He died," but they would never tell us why, or because they thought they were worrying us. But then when I was diagnosed, getting answers from people, did anybody have this? Did anybody do this? They couldn't know. There was no answer. There was no answer. And then you get a different answer each time. And then back, generations, they didn't actually, death certificates, they just put died. You look at some of the death certificates from back in the day, it just says deceased. It doesn't put any given cause, nothing on it. So,
wow.
But it's harder with birth defects because they can't be detected. Some of them can be detected in the womb, and some of them you don't know till you're outside of the womb.
Right.
So birth defects is a whole different bracket of things, because sometimes they don't know when you're inside.
Right.
Right, Crystal.
My mom had me when she was 28 weeks pregnant with me. And she went in labor, and they kept her in labor until all the fluid ran out a week later. Then they delivered me. And I only wore 2 pounds and 5 ounces.
Wow.
And nobody knew anything. And my mom had a daughter before me. She died of crib death. So the only thing that they knew when I was born is the best thing that they wanted to do is keep me on a heart monitor for the first year of my life, because they were scared it was going to happen to me like it happened to my sister. And that was the only thing they knew until I was about 9 months old.
Wow. Whew.
I know.
Out there. So before we go to the next person to talk, which will be Vern, the YouTube cheerleader, I want to throw in, we're all communicating out here, which is great. I want to throw in another icebreaker.
Yep.
And this one I need you to, and I don't know why they call this a favorite, but what is your favorite scar story? And I will start with that one. My favorite scar story, and I don't know why they call it favorite, but it's here. I have an indentation in my forehead where I fell as a child. And I couldn't have been no more than 3 or 4 years old. And I fell, and our house had the old wrought iron vent. So I'm running and playing and being goofy and whatnot, and I fell. And I hit the grate, and I got a dent that's permanent in my forehead.
Wow.
Now, it's like, I don't know why they say that would be your favorite scar story, but that was one of them. But they said that I was clumsy as a child, but fast forwarding into my years old, I can tell you that was one of my symptoms for MS, is that I was wobbly and I fell.
Falling.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I know I've had it for longer than what they said. So if anybody have a favorite scar story that they want to put out in the chat, you're more than welcome to do it, just to keep the communication going. Any of you on the panel want to talk about a scar that you may have remembered happened that was maybe, I don't know why to say favorite. I would say funny.
Yeah, that's what I would say. My favorite or funny one was, I love cats. I still have cats. I have 2 cats now. And I remember as I was a little girl, I loved this cat, and it scratched me. And back then, I don't know if they knew about cat scratch fever, but I don't know. I know the cat scratched me, and my mother said, put some Mercurochrome on and get a Band-Aid, you know, old school. And till this day, I still have that scar, and I always remember my kitty, but I spanked their butt when they did it, but I said, like, you scratch it, mama. You don't scratch it, mama. But I don't know. You know, cats are fickle. They want you to hold 1 minute, next minute they don't. And I think that's what happened. She didn't want me to hold her, and she scratched me. But when she scratched me, it was little, but it got big. Wow. And you know how it gets like a what is it? The scab and stuff like that. No, a few days, and then it left the mark, and it's still there. It's still there. It's not, you don't feel it. It's like into my skin now, but it's, you can see it.
It's an invention.
You can see a little dark mark. I don't know. You might be able to see it there. See
I see it. Yeah. And this, I pointed to the wrong spot. It's an indentation. And me too. But I ain't claiming that one.
You know what I mean. It didn't just happen.
Yep. It does. It is. What about you, Jasmine or Verena?
You have a brain fog, so that's gonna be hard for me.
My nephew, I don't know. When he was younger, I don't know what it was about me, but he didn't like me. So he would always scratch me. So I would have I still have a whole bunch of scratches on my hands and arms from him scratching me. I was the only one in the family he did not like.
What was it, or who was it?
My nephew. He scratches a lot when he was younger. He did not like me. I was not allowed to babysit, be alone in the room with him, or he would hit me in the eye or scratch me. He didn't like me. He likes me now that he's always at my house, but I don't know what about him. When he was about 1 or 2, we just didn't get along.
Wow.
Taylor got one in the chat.
Yeah, Taylor said that her hip surgery, she has a scar on each hip and a pin. Oh, wow. That's not even a fake. That's like a memorable. I don't know why they didn't just say a memorable. That's what it is. Wow.
Probably think a lot of people like scars for some reason.
No,
I don't.
I think I
right on my face. I couldn't even cover it up with makeup.
Especially if you were a tomboy, you know, you got a lot of scars. You was a tomboy, so
yeah, I was. I was. So we're gonna move on to Vern. Vern is next.
Okay, Jazzy Nicole says, not funny, but I have burns on my arm from pulling out some filet when I was working at McDonald's. Not funny.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I know you do get injured at the job, don't you? A lot.
And it wasn't funny at the time, but now you can laugh about it, right?
Yeah.
You probably don't even eat at McDonald's to this day for that reason.
I definitely don't like McDonald's at all.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing that, guys. Thank you. Y'all make it really, the icebreakers are to keep the communication going in this.
Yeah, they are.
Break it down. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's either that or show a video, and I'd rather do that. Let's see. Honey Lemon Tea says, there's a scar on her knee. I wanted to be a figure skater. Oh my goodness, jumping on my, honey. She's trying to jump and do her skate. I
was always scared of the blade of the ice skate. Yeah. I was always scared of that blade. Always. I was like, nah.
I like watching her.
I like watching the ice, but the blade, it looked like it would cut you up.
Yeah, it will.
See? Nah. I never found that cute or anything.
Yep, absolutely.
And see,
I'll
that's
watch
how,
it.
see how this
Yeah.
works. And we're learning something. See, we learned something about honey tea, lemon tea. She wanted to be a figure skater. Do you still skate now?
And that's graceful. You have to be graceful to do that.
Oh, yeah. And that wasn't that. Not at all. Roller skating, yeah.
Roller skate, yeah. Yeah, and it's totally different from roller skating. People think but roller skate are the four wheels, and the ice skating is that one long blade. How do you stand up?
I tried the roller blades, and
yeah, I didn't like those either.
And I would say, oh, I got enough cushion in the back. If I fall on my backside, I'll be all right. Lies.
No.
Because I fell. I took those things right back after I fell. I said, I'm too old for that.
Yes, Jazzy, it is. I still see some people do it every once in a while on Facebook. Like people of age, not these young kids. I see people that are older doing it, like in their 40s. I see them skating.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Thank you, Crystal. Thanks for coming in. Love and light to you.
Thank you. Love you long time, sis. Thank you.
Bye, Crystal.
Okay, Elaine said, I have 4 scars from a recent emergency gallbladder removal surgery.
Ooh.
Oh, I was so mad when I saw the doctor cut me by my belly button. Oh, Lord, he ruined you. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
That's a reminder scar there. That is not even a favorite scar. That is your least favorite. Wow. Peace. Oh.
Angel said a scar on her instep from pig pen as a child. Oh, her pig pen. Oh, okay. I think she meant her playpen. Or did you really mean a pig's pen?
Oh, gosh.
Did you grow up with animals, like on a farm?
I don't know. I have a friend that loves pigs. She had little piglets. I was like, girl, I ain't coming to your house. You got 2.
Oh, I had one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, living better.
I grew up with a pig. Yeah.
Let's see. When I was
a child, I think she meant she was set on fire, or she set a fire, and the only scar she has to show is on her arm. God saved and healed her. I have a burn scar too. I always say I'm a burn victim, and people are like, what?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Girl, one of my videos I have the fire department on speed dial. I'll fall asleep cooking in a minute. I dropped a pot of I did a video on that when I was Christmas. I was making some potato salad, so I was boiling the potatoes, but with my right hand, with me having no feeling, I picked the pot up, and the pot was hot in my right hand, but it didn't dawn on me until it was too late. So I reached to try and push it over to the counter to keep from burning myself, and I spilled the whole thing of emergency room Christmas Eve.
Oh my goodness.
But I didn't go to the ER. I thought it out. But I dropped that whole thing of boiling potatoes I got the scar on my leg.
Wow.
All right.
And it was not it wasn't a third. It was one of the worst burns. And when I went to the doctor, she said, why you didn't go to the doctor? I said, because I didn't want to sit in the emergency room on Christmas Eve. And she said, well, you took care of it. It did pretty good, but I still have the scar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, burns are bad. People don't realize burns are really, really, especially if they get past the subcutaneous, they're really nasty. And some people get it, and it's where they have to actually stay because they have to get that graft. And I heard that graft hurt.
Yeah, but you also have to at one point you can die because you'll get dehydrated because that's dehydration. She said she was running from Angel said she was running for a boar, and it went into what?
She's at a farm. On the farm.
Oh wow!
You have fun with the animals.
No.
So thanks, guys, for feeding in the icebreaker. It was really cool. We're gonna go ahead. Let's see. Taylor said when she was in the 9th grade, I had a shunt tab, which is when they stick a needle. Oh, ouch! Wow.
Yeah, what she means, they stick a needle in your head, and they take out like a little bit of fluid.
Okay.
And it's like the worst thing ever. I had it done in my back, like on my spine, and you have to be awake. So the person's behind you, you can't see anything, and then there's someone standing in front of you.
Like a spinal tap. Yeah.
Right.
And then they tell you they gonna numb you. They use some kind of freeze spray. That thing don't work. The freeze spray don't work. You feel
I'm
everything.
immune. I'm immune to pain,
They
so
pulling it out.
I'm immune to
Mm-mm.
pain. I wouldn't let them numb me or anything when I got my spinal tap. And they were like, I don't think we got. I said, you better get it now because you ain't doing this again. So keep going.
Right. Mm-mm.
So
The
I
numbing
let
spray don't work anyway.
Wow. All right, Vern, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. So what you call it? A condition. My condition is I have lupus. And I will tell you guys what it is, but let me start at the beginning. So I forgot the young lady who said that, but you're right. Family should tell you. But I was adopted at birth. My mom died giving birth to me. I don't know my history, and my adopted family, who is my dad and mom, they do not tell me or have not told me, so I don't know. But when I was about 2 or 3, I had rheumatic fever. And I had rheumatic fever severely where they had to, and back in those days, they had the metal thermometer. They didn't have that thermometer that they have now with the mercury in it. And I guess I was so hot that it broke the thermometer. They put me in a tub of ice to bring my temperature down, or fever, because that wasn't no temperature, that was a fever, to bring it down. And because they couldn't find it, actually, I forgot about that. I actually have a scar on my ankle because they had to cut and put the IV down there because my body was so hot. I forgot about that scar. Yeah, girl, all scarred up. So, as I got older, about 5, the rheumatic fever was still, I guess, in my system. And I lost all my hair. I had no hair on anywhere on my body. Everything was gone. It was just like this. And so I had to wear a wig when I was a child, like kindergarten. And then when I got into about 9 or 10, I had a stroke. Now, all of this, quote unquote, that they were saying was from the rheumatic fever. And then I had a heart murmur all my life where I used to always lose my breath and stuff like that. And they wanted to do open heart surgery. And my dad was military. So, at that time, you have to go to the military hospital. And my mom wouldn't sign the papers. And it was like, she'll grow out of it or whatever. But it was painful sometimes, really, really bad. And quote unquote, they were saying it was all from the rheumatic fever. As I started becoming a teen, becoming a woman, getting married, having children, they were saying that I was going to have problems or that I may not be able to have children. Or if I do, I would have to get a blood transfusion. So they always had blood on call or on hold for me. I had to sometimes do it myself, do my own blood beforehand, and have it stored up. Now, I kind of knew but didn't know because you hear stuff but you don't really pay no attention because you think you're well and going on with life. Like you said, you never know you have anything until it hits you. Now I realize from the rheumatic fever, it does turn into lupus. They say once you get past 40. Yeah, I know y'all can't believe it. Yeah, I'm past 40.
Right.
Yeah, they said once you get past 40 that the rheumatic fever turns into lupus. But like I said, not thinking. So as I going one day, I was getting a migraine, having a high blood pressure, not thinking it's affiliated with that, just thinking, you're getting older, it's just something that's happening. So when I would get my cycles, they would stay for 2 weeks and I would go through boxes because I didn't use tampons, I used pads. I would go through boxes and boxes of pads. Like I would bleed so heavy. I was never able to wear white until I became up in age. I never was able to wear white. Like, the young girls who wear the white pants, white shirts. Yeah, no, that was not for me because it would. So then I had a blood transfusion because I was bleeding so much. They didn't know where I was bleeding from. Mind you, I had a NovaSure done so I wouldn't have a cycle, but I was still bleeding. And it was like, this is not, something's wrong. I went and I had thyroid tests, small nodule, but they were like, we're just going to keep an eye on it. I think it was like 2.5 centimeters or something like that. Then I'm like you, I can take the pain of them doing the blood never would get a what do you call it? The port. They would say, get a port. I said, I'm not getting that. I don't want that. Just stick me every time. And they was like, doesn't it hurt? I was like, it's okay, I can take it. But I would always have to have a team because they couldn't find my veins. They said my veins would hide. Like when the needle get to them, my veins would just hide. So I would always have to have a team. So when I had the blood transfusion, I was at work. I had went to the doctor that night because I had a migraine, and it was a husband and wife team. And the wife was my doctor, but I knew the husband because he was my husband and my son's doctor. And he called me. I was at work, and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, all casual. I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, why are you calling me? Why isn't your wife? He was like, we found something with your blood. You know, we need you to go to the hospital. And I'm like, to the hospital now? I'm sitting there like this, like nothing's wrong. They was like, yeah, you know, call your husband, have him come pick you up from work, go over to the ER. We're gonna have the doctors look at you there. You know, you need a blood transfusion. Your blood level is 7. Okay, I literally should have been unconscious. I get to the ER. I'm telling the ER doctors what my doctor said. So they want to argue with me. Well, we can't just give you blood. You walked in off the street. I said, you think I would actually come here and say, give me blood on purpose? You know, with everything going on? No. So after I got there, they got the records from my doctor. And when they found out what was wrong, they was like, you're not to get out the bed. You don't move because, you know, basically I was supposed to be unconscious. I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. I'm not going to sit on this bed. I do that. They came banging on there like they were the police. They was like, no, you don't move out this bed. We'll get you a bedpan because my levels were literally that low. The doctors were looking at me like you should literally be unconscious. I'm like, I just came from work. But I have a high metabolism. So once we started finding out about the blood loss and all that, then it took them about, I would say about 5 years before I got an actual diagnosis of lupus. I did the cancer test. The cancer test costs over $4,000. Have to get a pre-approval. So I got the pre-approval, and why they wound up sending me a bill, they said because the test came back negative for cancer that I owed that bill. I was like, I'm not paying that bill. And I said, well, I was diagnosed with lupus. They was like, well, whatever. They didn't care. You have to get the dye in you, and you have to go in that machine. And it was like 3 hours, and it was awful. But once I actually got diagnosis of lupus, I was actually happy. I know you're like, what are you talking about? Because you go through so much of testing and don't know. As long as I have a name to it, I was like, thank goodness it. So if you guys don't know what lupus is, it normally affects African American women. Now it does affect African American men, but mostly African American women after, quote unquote, they said after 40, but we know that's not true anymore. But it has a lot of effects to it. There is no cure. You can only maintain it. So there's like hair loss, there's rashes in the body, mouth sores. I don't get the mouth sores, but I do have the hair loss. Like my hair grow and then it'll just pop off, just come right out. I used to have really long, beautiful dreadlocks, and before they knew, or rather, right when I got diagnosed with lupus, they had me on chemo treatments. I used to take chemo, and all my dreadlocks. They just, you're not gonna lose your hair. Oh yeah. Within 2 weeks, they were gone. They were gone. It took me 12 years to grow those locks. They were gone. And then you get a lot of chest pain, a lot of body aches, a lot of breathing problems. It affects our lungs. You can get blood clots, a lot of swelling, like a lot of inflammation, a lot. I mean, sometimes I can eat something and the inflammation from it will knock me. Like sometimes when I come home from work, I'm so exhausted, I can't even cut the TV on with the remote control because I'm literally that exhausted. It's like I ran a race and I literally did nothing. The medicine that you take is a malaria drug. If some of you guys know right now, they're quote unquote using it for the virus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go figure. I wouldn't suggest anyone take it, but that's what they're using. It is a malaria drug, and it is used for lupus. It's called Plaquenil, and it's a lot of. especially with the eyes. So my eyes were 20/20 and now they're not. Let's just safe to say, yes, I have to wear glasses. When I'm driving and it gets dusk, like light to dark, I can't see anything. So I have these glasses that I wear. It affects the nervous system a lot. And you get extremely fatigued. You get weak. It can cause seizures. I have not had any, thank goodness. However, I have had a stroke at 9, so I'm assuming that's what that came from. Because why would a 9-year-old get a stroke if you were quote unquote normally healthy? So I'm just assuming, like I said, 20/20 hindsight is looking at that. Infections. And this is why some people that I know, that family and friends, are like, I'm paranoid. Why do I not want to go? I'm not going to visit nobody. I'm not going to the mall. I'm not going to no gym. I barely want to go to the grocery store or to the gas station, but those are 2 things I have to do.
Right.
But I'm not going to anyone's party. I don't care if you're getting married. Excuse me. I'm sorry if someone in your family died. I'm not doing that because I have a condition, a disease that if I get that corona, it could take me out. So I'm sorry. I will see you guys from over here. Even my kids, I tell them, don't come over here. You know, stay outside. If you want to see me, I'll talk to you through the door. Because I don't want to take a chance. We have autoimmune diseases. We have to take care of us. And if it says I can't see my grandchildren, oh well, I just can't see them because they look germ magnets anyway. They carry everything.
Yeah.
So you have to do what's good for you. One of my good girlfriends, we grew up together. We were 5 years old. We still friends to this day. She actually lives out by you. Remember I was telling you I have a friend out there. She has kidney nephritis from the lupus, and they actually took her off of the kidney list now. So she's doing dialysis, and she has to do it every 3 days.
They took her off?
Yeah, they took off the list. They said it's no sense of her getting on the list. And I don't think it's her age. I think it's her condition. But Nick Cannon has that, the same thing, kidney nephritis. So lupus, guys, affects you in a lot of ways, especially the joint pain. I could be sitting and my legs and my arms just start getting, feel like it's getting numb, almost like a Charlie horse, but worse.
Yes.
So, you just have, like, when I exercise and when I drink a lot of water, I do feel better. However, the weather does affect me a lot. Rather if it's too cold, and where I live at is extremely cold. But with some people with lupus, the heat bothers them. I actually like the heat. It actually makes me feel good. And because we don't get a lot of sun up here, my vitamin D is extremely low. So I'll just sit outside. And they're like, but you got lupus, you shouldn't be in the sun. But well, it's helping me. So I'm going to do what helps me. If it's helping me, I'm going to do that. Another thing some people with lupus get is the mask. It's almost like a raccoon around the eyes. If I'm tired, you can see it regardless if I have makeup or not. But there are some people that get it and it's extremely bad. Like it's almost like somebody has a black magic marker on their face. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. If you have that mask is awful. So, you just have to do what works for you because everyone's condition is different. My friend has lupus. I have lupus. I have SLE. She has kidney nephritis. It's still lupus, but it's a different kind. And, if you're on meds, I don't suggest anybody not take their meds. However, I try to do what works for you. I don't take the Plaquenil anymore. I tried it for 6 months. I did not like the way it made me feel. I did not like the after effects. So I choose not to take medicine, and I choose to try to eat right, try to exercise, try to get rest. Stress is awful for lupus. It's awful, but we all have stress, and you just have to know how to minimize it or not be so stressed. You have to get your rest. Sometimes you guys know I'm up 2, 3 in the morning on YouTube, but I know I need my rest some days, and then some days you won't see me on YouTube at all because I'm so exhausted. It's like, okay, you can't even look at a computer. You have to lay down. So listen to your body. If it's telling you your rest. Take your rest. If you need to take your medicines, take your medicines. But I am looking into, or if anyone knows, I would like to do more of a holistic part of, instead of actually pills, because I hate taking pills.
Right.
And the only reason I did the blood transfusion, because basically I thought I was going to die. So I was like, yeah, give me the blood transfusion. Because who wants a blood transfusion? No. If I didn't take that, they would have said I had to get the iron shots, and that's when you get the shots in your stomach, and you don't want that. So I just say, you know, whatever condition you have, make sure you are reading up on it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because the doctors are telling you something. Like when people have babies, especially their first baby, they listen to everything the doctor say. I'm old school. Do what your mama says. If your mama said, get that baby carnation milk, you know, sometimes Similac ain't always good for them if you can't breastfeed. You know, you do what works for you.
Right.
Try things to see what will help you. So I know with me, with the inflammation, like I said, if I drink Pepsi, that is not good for me, but sometimes I need it to belch. The water helps, the exercise help. You have to do, like you said, you have to do what works for you, and it's going to make you feel better. If taking medicine makes you feel bad, you know, it's your option. You have to do what works for you. For me, I don't like it. So I chose not to. I know my doctor, my rheumatologist gets at me all the time, but I get tested every 6 months. But due to COVID, I'm scared to even go into her office.
Right.
So we've been having telecalls, but I'm eventually going to have to go in because I'm going to have to do the blood work.
Yeah.
Which I freak out with the mask, guys, because I'm so scared. You know, and I'm trying to stay protected. I keep hand sanitizer everywhere I go. I don't wear gloves, but I keep hand sanitizer. I try not to touch anything more than once or twice. And if I do, I'll use the hand sanitizer. Don't touch your face, stuff like that. Try to always wash your mask at least every week, because I don't go out so much. I don't wash my mask every day or every 3 days, because I only go to the store maybe twice a week. And that's the only time other than that, I'm in the house.
Right.
Work, I only go to work 1 day a week. I only go on Tuesdays, which is tomorrow. So I actually have to psych myself up to get ready to go there, because, you know, I don't want to be there.
Right.
But until we can get back in the groove of things, I actually stay home. I'm all for you staying home if you don't have to go out, especially if you have an autoimmune disease. Send someone else to the store. You know, but you know, you have to do what works for you and your family, and that's it for me, guys. I have lupus, and I try not to say I have it. You know, I have lupus. Lupus doesn't have me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let it run me and run my life. I'm gonna still do what I need to do. So if you have any questions about it, just ask in the chat. I can see some of the questions here. Have a good night. Oh, good night, Sheila.
Good night, Sheila.
Oh, it might be Sheila. Sheila. Good
And
night, Sheila.
light over
Okay.
darkness. Sorry about your friend. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It really is.
Vern, I have a question.
Yes,
Have you have they ever told you, or you ever heard of dual autoimmune?
dual auto.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they never said it to me, but I do my research. I look up everything.
Me too.
I will say this. Don't Google everything. Don't be like me, because I Google everything.
I do.
I do. I Google everything, and I know, but it works for me. It works for me.
Yeah, because I have to. That, you know, it's my thing is, you know, I have to know for myself. I don't listen, I don't go off of everything somebody tell me. I have to go further and research, and research on top of research. I have to know that I know that I know.
Right.
So I go every 3 months, because his thing is every time I go, my levels are off, and their fear is that mine will either go dual or it will flip to one of the others. So that is something that would occur when you have one of the autoimmunes. You can have dual autoimmune, or it can flip to one of the other ones, which is worse than what you have.
Right.
That's the reason why, I mean, you just have to pay attention to your
And I
body.
think mine did that because I used to always have normally low blood pressure. Like sometimes it wasn't so low they couldn't read it, but it was very, very low. Like my numbers were low. But once I started getting sick with lupus, my blood pressure was shooting off the roof. I used to have to take it every day morning. I had to take it when I first wake up, and then I have to take it at night. But if I was to get a migraine at work, I would literally be so sick to my stomach, nauseous like having a baby, and the lights were the worst. It literally felt like I could feel the blood going through my brain when I get a migraine. And that's what I'm saying. So before it was low blood pressure. Then when I started getting the lupus and the symptoms, it went to high blood pressure. And we all know hypertension in Black people already.
Don't matter.
Thing,
See, mine says flipped.
No eating it. Yeah.
So mine was high blood pressure. They took me off my meds. Now my blood pressure is low, and they are worried about that. So I have to sometimes. I try not to eat a lot of salt. I'm not a person that put a lot of salt in my food. So now I have to put some salt in my food so my blood pressure don't go too low. So that is one of the doctor's concern here. Like, I don't know why your body don't require. He's thinking that I should require a higher dosage of meds, and my body don't, because I don't have a thyroid, and my blood pressure is always very, very low. So that's the reason why they have to constantly monitor me, and everything that I noticed that's different than it was yesterday. I don't wait for 2 days ago or last week. Anything that was different than yesterday, then I write it down, or I pay attention to it to see if it's going to be the same the next day. And it's not going to go a week past. Then I'm going to pick up the phone and be like, okay, this is what's going on now. What is going on that you think may be different than this week than it was last week?
Yep.
And then I'm Googling.
Oh yeah.
These
That's how I was with the blood pressure. I used to go to the pharmacies, the local pharmacies, because I would wake up with a migraine. You're not supposed to wake up with a migraine, and you're not supposed to with a migraine. So I would be so scared to sleep. I would sit up sleeping, but I would get up in the morning as soon as that pharmacy opened, and girl, my blood pressure would be so high. The dang machine would almost ring. It would buzz because I was at that top number. Yeah. So then I wound up purchasing my own blood pressure machine because I got tired of going there.
Yeah, me too.
I bought my own, and then I regulated and I started taking it. And I didn't like that medicine either. I was on lisinopril for the high blood pressure. I did.
Me too. Yep.
It gave me a cough. Did you get the cough?
No, but I mean, I was fine with it. Just that I got to a point that all of a sudden my blood pressure started to go backwards. And when it started to go too low, and all of a sudden I was at work one day and I felt like I was about to pass out. And so me working at a doctor's office, I went to the lab and let one of the people in the labs check my blood pressure and my temperature. And they was like, Verena, your blood pressure is about to bottom out. You need to go home. So I went home, but then I called the doctors once I got home, and she had me to come in that day. She took me off, and my blood pressure been low ever since then. So I check it myself. If I feel the heart palpitations is one of my symptoms that I know something's wrong. If I have heart
palpitation so bad it scared you. I remember I was getting ready to walk up the steps. I swear to you not. It's like somebody hit me with a hammer right here. And it was like, and it just took me back. And that pain was so bad. I was like, what the? And basically, if you guys don't know what that is, basically your heart stops beating. That's basically what it is. Or it skips a beat. And those are just as bad. When it skips a beat, like you can literally, well, I know I could literally feel it.
Yeah.
I literally feel it like not doing that anymore. And that's no fun. Or you hiccup. You ever get that?
Yeah.
Your breath has to come back down. I have to calm myself, but like, okay, just to try to get it back in the rhythm.
Right.
So that's why I wear my Apple Watch every day just to keep a check on my heart rate and some of the other things that I do. So It's
Have you ever worn a monitor? Because I had to wear the heart monitor
yeah, it's a challenge.
with that little thing that's strapped on.
Yeah.
And you know you can't do nothing when you on that heart monitor. Nothing. Okay, nothing. So, because that thing will go off.
Yeah, it's a day-to-day challenge to live life with a disability or this disease of any kind,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So people need to not take it for granted, because I'm here to tell you it is life changing to just wake up one morning and your life has been altered.
Right.
Do you still work, Farina?
Yeah, but I work from home.
You work from home, okay?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
I
hard though. Even to work from home, it's hard. I get up every morning and I'm tired when I get
oh
up.
yeah, oh yeah. I was just gonna ask you, are you scared to go out because of the virus?
Yes, because I mean,
Do
for
Jasmine?
myself and for my husband, because he's a year out from cancer. So
Oh
yes,
yeah, he has to be extra careful too.
yeah.
Are you scared
So
to go out, eat to live, and Jasmine?
I'm sorry.
Are you guys scared to go out?
I am not, but I'm very careful.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I go
Um,
because
and
you know
that just
some of the,
happened since COVID.
you say what now?
we got
Get panic
locked
attack.
down March.
Oh yeah.
I've only had it since COVID. I had one panic attack when I was diagnosed with lupus. I had to take the MRI that you go inside,
Yeah, I can't do it.
and I was like, I don't know if I can do that. That machine is scary to me. And sure enough, after I was in there like 30 minutes, it was like a wrap. I pushed that button, it's like, get me out of here. I'm shaking, crying. I was at work. I worked at a hospital. So they came, I worked in HR. They came and got me. And that was my first panic attack. But since the virus, I was in the grocery store. I was fine, getting ready to check out. I went to go get some cheese. Sorry. I went to get some cheese. And I was standing there and I started sweating. And I'm like, what the heck? Why am I so hot? I'm like literally like sweating like I just ran a race. Heart pounding, my hands are clammy, I'm shaking. I told my husband, I left the car, everything. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I think what happened was I saw like 10 people with no mask on
yep,
and out. I
yep,
think it was something in my mind that went like, why the hell don't they have on a mask?
Right.
So you can't say nothing to these people today. They're ready to beat you up and shoot you and kill you.
yeah.
So I think that overtook me, and I literally had to leave the store and go outside like maybe 10 minutes and regain myself. I literally was shaking, like
Right.
literally was shaking me. So I'm afraid. I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid.
I only go out. We only go out on Saturdays, and that's for groceries or whatever. During the weekday, we don't go anywhere, because the doctor told told me, and I mean I went on one visit for myself, but me and my husband go to the same doctor. And when I went for my last visit before when COVID first hit, she was like, "It's a risk for you, but just let you know and your husband know he is a higher risk, because he's only right at a year out from cancer. So you guys need to really be careful." So I like to be extra careful, because I don't want to bring it back to him
Mhm.
either. Not, I mean, not only myself, because he's a higher risk than myself. So
But
we
still,
try to be really careful than careless. So we go out.
and I don't like going to the doctor's office. When I first went, I was already scared. It's a doctor's office. You know, in there had it somewhere, shape, form, or somebody that they know, right? So when I get there, I'm masked up. I got my mask, I got my handkerchief, I got my cloth, I got my thing. I'm good. Girl, why they said take it off, I freaked out. And they gave me
They
that.
told you to take it off.
They said I had to take it off, and they gave you the little one that they use, that little blue one. I hate that. That thing is not.
Why did they tell you to take it off?
Everybody that came in, they said you have to remove your mask, and they gave you a fresh mask that they had.
Oh, because you've been out in the elements.
That little flimsy mask that they had.
It needed to be there. I don't know. I mean,
Wait to get out of there.
I've never had that. I mean, I just went to the doctor last week for my 3-month follow up with my Hashimoto's. I walked in there with my mask on through my entire visit with my doctor. My mask never came off.
Yep, they stopped right at the door. Everyone. It was a clinic. It wasn't a hospital. It was a clinic, and everybody that came in, they stopped them at the front door, and it was a nurse there, and they took your temperature, and they gave you they said, sorry, you have to remove your mask in here, and I was about ready to turn around and to leave because I was like, I don't even want to be here,
Oh,
and
wow.
I just felt like I wasn't covered. That thing wasn't enough for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know where you got that mask from, so I'm not putting it on.
I know. Isn't it plastic?
It was fresh. It was right there out the bag.
I know, yeah. I keep mine on everywhere I go. I go to 2 doctor's appointments, and those are the ones that I can't do televisit because I have to do lab.
Yeah.
So and when I went in there, it was nobody in there in the waiting room but me. One patient was in the back. He was finishing up. I was in the lobby. As I went through the door, and once I got in the back in the waiting room, in the room, then the patient that was in the other room left out.
Yeah.
So I figured he had his, because he's the only doctor that works in this office. Most of the doctors that I have selected for treatment are one office doctors.
Oh, God. Well, if I go to the gas station and I look in and it's more than 5 people in the actual store, I wait outside until they leave. Or if I see them and they don't have a mask, because I've noticed that a lot of people think that this thing isn't real. And I'm like, well, tell that to the people who have died. Their family members have died.
Yeah.
Hell, don't you think this is real?
Yeah.
So if they don't have on a mask, if they don't have on a mask and they're in the store, I wait and then I go in. I will wait outside. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, or what. I wait outside. And when they're on, then I go in.
I hadn't been in a service station in a long time. So
I'm a primary, so everything come in the mail.
Obviously, I hadn't been in a service station, but I normally don't use my card outside. But what I did was got a prepaid card or my Cash App card and just put it on there so it don't touch my bank per se. And I use that outside, so you won't be able to anybody won't be able to scam me and get my touch my bank account. So I haven't been.
And I don't touch the phone with my bare hand. I use a glove.
Right. Glove, or I have a roll of paper towels in my car. So
here's another one. The bank, because our banks have not opened. My bank has.
And I work at the bank. We're not open.
Yeah. So what you do is you go on the drive-through to do your transaction.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't want to touch that little contraption thingy. So I put gloves on. If I don't have gloves, I use a paper towel, pull it out, throw it in, and I use my own pen. She's like, find the receipt. I said, you can use the pen. I'm not touching it.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, it's
but I do have to say, I think the banks do sanitize it. I really do. I think they do. When it comes back.
Every time it comes down, you think?
Well, when you first go, like in the morning, if you're the first one there, I think they sanitize it before they send it to you. And I think when it goes back up,
because ours, it stays in there. It never goes back.
Right. It got to go up to the teller.
Well, it goes up to the teller, but when she sends it back down to you, it stays down for the next customer.
Yeah, I think at that time they said, I think.
Yeah. So, wow.
I ain't been to the bank either. I'm not gonna lie.
What'd you say, Jeff?
She haven't left since March.
Do you drive, Jasmine? Or can you drive?
No, we have a mobility service that comes, and it's like a bus that has a lift. But they even cut that off to where if you have to go somewhere, you only can go to the bank, the doctor's office, and like the grocery store.
And you have to be careful about who comes into your house too.
Yes. Absolutely.
You don't have to
let everybody.
Nobody comes into my house. My mother is Mother Bear.
I spray it with Lysol on my packages, and then I let it stay out, like in the hallway or the whatever that area is, the little before you come in the house.
Foyer,
little area, and I let it stay out there, and then I bring it in after, which is like the next day, and then I'll go and get it.
Yeah. So everybody goes make a beeline down to the basement. The laundry room is there, and there's a bathroom with a shower. They take their clothes off, throw it in the washing machine, and go shower.
Good.
So that's the way.
Does your husband still work, Italyn?
He's out in the public, but he does still work. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so when he comes in, he takes everything off.
And sometimes I point to the other side because that's a door into the basement. Go through the basement door and come in. Yeah.
As he said, the canister has been wet when it comes back. I think the one I went to did. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think they sanitize it. Hopefully they do, because that's what I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. So when I went for surgery in May, I was in the ER in the room of nurses in the nurses station and hearing all the people around me testing positive for COVID. I was so scared. I bet
you. Yes, I would have been freaked out. I would have been later. They probably had to sedate me because I.
No, I would have told them the surgery ain't getting done.
Where are you traveling to? Where are you going? Nothing's open. Oh, you gotta get out. You don't have to get out. And then the college kids, they open up the colleges. They done had parties, no masks. I think 23 of them here are getting ready to get, I don't know if they're gonna get suspended, but something's going to them.
Right.
At the party with no mask, party.
They're shutting them down.
I still think it's too early.
Wow. So
they just opened the gym today here.
They did. Our gyms have been open, but I have to say the gym is they're practicing social distance and everything. Very, very clean. They got the arrows.
And if you got it, okay. I used to work at the gym, the big name gym, PF. I used to work there recently. Yeah, and before I went on my trip to Bermuda. And let me tell you, when the people come in here, they still have the flu and they come in and they nasty. So ain't no way in the world that somebody with COVID is not gonna still come in there coughing and hawking, and I'm not going to nobody gym.
Now LA Fitness, when you walk in, they take your temperature, and after it reaches the capacity of how many people the doors automatically lock, so you can't come in. And then here's the treadmill. I'm on the treadmill, and it's 10 treadmills down, which is more than 6 feet. It's like,
and then you have a mask because they said everybody had to wear a mask.
And you have to wear a mask, and then they give you the sanitizer stuff to spray your stuff down when you get on and off. So the locker room, one locker here, it's nobody for 12 feet. They are really extra careful. So I felt very comfortable and safe.
I see how they did that here because their lockers were like connected. Yeah.
I created a gym in my house.
I know that's right.
All those gyms went and got new air filtration systems. I'm sorry. I don't believe that.
I do most of Hey Coco Empire. Hey sis, welcome for coming.
Hello, Coco.
Thank you for coming. But I walk in my neighborhood, and then I have both two balls and weights and all that stuff in my house.
Yeah, I've been saying.
Yeah, I do that at home. Just like the malls. I don't think they did no new filtration system.
Oh, I ain't doing them all.
Oh, I haven't been there.
I'm not doing
everything. Hey, Coco. Empire. Living Better says, do you have gallstones? Oh, she's talking to merch.
I told everybody they better learn how to FaceTime.
Nope, Jazzy, I'm not having it. I said, yo, make y'all put on a mask when I come on live stream.
I got mine.
No.
I'm gonna go, ladies, so I can eat dinner. I haven't eaten anything, and I don't want to.
Oh no!
I got one last medicine to take before I go to bed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming up, sis.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Nice meeting you guys too. So, see y'all on the next call. Talk to you. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Merch says, apparently I had them for 15 years and had no idea. It was so bad they did emergency surgery. As soon as my blood pressure came up, even morphine didn't work. It was so painful. Oh my goodness.
Morphine didn't work? Wow.
Morphine usually
when I went for she said people around. Yeah, that's scary though. When you're around someone and they saying they're testing. See, and for us,
autoimmune.
Worse.
It's worse. I always tell people, you have a cold, I'm gonna get pneumonia. It's always worse for us.
And we might not be able to come back from pneumonia.
We may not recover from it. No.
I've seen people.
I told everybody they learn how to FaceTime.
You know, New York had it really, really bad. There were people that were healthy, joggers, exercise people, and they got it and they died.
Right. Yep.
So.
Wow.
And I know some states are increasing. I know Georgia was one, Texas, and was it Mississippi or New Orleans? It was another.
Mississippi.
And then with all these storms and the fires in California.
Yeah. It is definitely that. So, well, we've got 7 people left in the chat. We're going to start looking for somebody to raid. I will go ahead and tell you my story, my symptoms, and everything on MS. Thank you so much, Vern. Anybody have any questions for Vern, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Multiple sclerosis is a debilitating disease. I feel comfortable with saying that I've had MS longer than my diagnosis, which was in 2013, because what led up to my diagnosis is that I went to work and I ran into the break room door, just ran right into the door. And I had been there for years. I don't know how I ran into the door, but I did. And went to the doctor and they said, "Oh, you have vertigo." So I'm like, wow, vertigo? So I ended up with vertigo. So a few months later, it was always me joking, saying that I tripped on air because I would just fall. So I don't know why my thing is dragging. I do see it lag. Is it lagging? Am I buffering?
No, not to me.
No,
okay.
You look good on my screen.
Okay. So I started to fall a lot and I said, I'm tripping over air. And I ended up I woke up one morning and I lost my vision. I could not see out of my right eye. Now, mind you, I had been numb on my right side for years, and I wouldn't take the numb test because people said it hurt. When I finally took it, I said, everybody that told me it hurt, I should go punch them because it did not hurt. But again, that's because I could handle pain very well. So I woke up and I couldn't see. And I went to the doctor, and there's a long story between that. So you guys I can put my video, you can go check the video out. But I ended up going to the doctor and it went to an ophthalmologist. So a doctor or neurologist did not diagnose me. It was my ophthalmologist. And come to find out, when the test came back, she said, you have what I think is MS, so I need to refer you to a neurologist. And the neurologist said, hey, do you want to, we can schedule your appointment, but if you can come tomorrow morning, we'll go ahead and do a lumbar puncture and go ahead and diagnose you there. And that's when I was telling you my pain tolerance is very high. So I go in and they were like, well, first of all, I said, let me see the needle. And she said, you really want to see the needle? I said, yeah, I want to see what you're going to do because I can't see what you're doing back there. So I want to see. So I looked at the needle and she said, that didn't scare you? I said, no, pain only lasts like that. What I'm tempted to have could be a lifetime thing. So I need to find out. So they did the lumbar puncture. And when they got to a point, I started to moan and they were like, well, we have to stop here and we hope we got enough. No, keep going. Get it all now. So that's how I was diagnosed, was through an ophthalmologist, and I went to a neurologist. As far as the symptoms, when I tell you it was pages and pages of symptoms, I had every symptom except for rapid weight loss. Go figure.
That's the one you can use.
Everything with rapid weight loss, I had it all. So I then, once I was diagnosed, I said, I got to, what am I going to do? So I laid around for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and just a little depressed, which is a symptom. And I didn't know what was going to come of it. And I was like, am I going to die? And the doctor says, the first thing the ophthalmologist told me, she said, do not go and look at your, don't go Google. That's what she said. Do not Google because it'll scare the hell out of you. That's what she told me.
That is true.
Don't go anywhere. Go to the multiple sclerosis website. Well, I was already in nursing school, so I knew a lot of this stuff. And I'm one of those nerds. I was reading medical journals, guys. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to figure this out on my own. I'm not going to look through this Google stuff. I'm going to go read medical journals. And I did. So I had every symptom. Thankfully, I was able to regain my vision because they gave me a high dosage of their favorite, prednisone. Oh, that stuff is the worst.
That is the worst thing ever. That is not my favorite. It makes you hungry, thirsty, and fat.
20 pills, 10 in the morning and 10 in the evening of prednisone. Got my vision back. And then I just started to learn ways of fighting through it so that it would not take over me. And that's why I always tell people I have MS, but MS damn sure don't have me.
That's right.
So that's why I disappeared. And if you guys didn't see my video from the 19th, that was me telling you why I disappeared from YouTube, because I didn't listen to my body, which you absolutely positively need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Preach it, and I did not follow my words, and look what happened. It backfired. And it took me down. It took me down. It scared the hell out of me this time because I woke up, I couldn't see, I couldn't feel a thing. I thought that I was paralyzed. And I temporarily was paralyzed. So I say all of these things, guys, to make sure that I reiterate more than anything, listen to your body.
Yes.
Journal.
You know when something's not right.
Exactly. Exactly. Reach out to your family, figure out your family history. Write this stuff down because generations to come need to know these things.
If you start getting weird pains, if you start losing hair, if your vision, go get checked out. If you know that's not something that normally happens to you when you have your cycle or whatever.
Right.
Checked out.
You know, or your appetite. That's your first sign right there. If you lose your appetite, something is wrong.
Or lose weight.
Yeah, when you start losing weight. See, that didn't work for me because, again, my body is so weird that it does the opposite for everybody, for me, that it does for everybody else. When they take steroids, they say they gain a lot of weight and they get me. I don't have an appetite. I lose weight. I don't eat a lot. And then I have so much energy. I promise you, one night I thought I could leave Atlanta, Georgia, and run to Alabama and come back. I had so much energy.
Wow.
So my body is totally different. But yes,
did you have any cycle problems?
Say what now?
Did you have any cycle problems?
Yeah, I've always from
me too.
Yeah, always. In fact, people are like, "Have you gone through menopause?" I don't even know if I've gone through a menopause or not. Don't know. Didn't have hot flashes. I'm always hot because that's the enemy for me, is being hot. Heat is my enemy. So I don't know. I don't know if I've gone through it or not. So, but yes, guys, please listen to your body. Please pay attention. If you know somebody that has any of these symptoms that we have called out, thank you, Jazzy. I saw your comment. Please direct them to their doctor. Don't try and give them their diagnosis. We're not doctors.
No.
And please don't Google.
Yes, don't Google. And
we're just sharing our experience.
Yes, and please know that even your doctor has to get information from another doctor. They don't always know. They don't always know. I have been in a doctor's appointment and they've had multiple doctors in there trying to figure out what was wrong. So just get your help.
And if you get a doctor and their bedside manner is not something for you, or they're not listening to what you are telling them, get another doctor. You do not have to accept that.
Exactly.
If he or she is not making you feel comfortable or at ease, get another doctor.
Yeah, because I told the story about my doctor that I had. I left her, and my husband took a picture of her. And anytime we go anywhere, he show her picture. Don't go to her. I'm like, oh my God. We're at seminars, and it's like, don't go to this neurologist because she did me wrong. She, not only do I have multiple sclerosis, guys, I'm positive for the JC virus. And that's a virus of the brain that if I take the wrong medication, I can potentially die. It's deadly. She ran tests to see if I had JC virus before she changed the medication on me. She didn't call me back. And thank God I had a friend that worked for the lab. And she said, if you tell anybody, I'm going to deny it. But you are, yeah. She said, but you're positive. Tell your doctor to give you the results though, but you're positive. And this lady had went ahead and prescribed the medicine to me that would have killed me. History. She actually don't even work for that company anymore either. They let her go.
All right.
They let her go because she
if the doctor doesn't make you feel comfortable or doesn't listen to you, again, bedside manner. If they don't have a bedside manner that's not something that you feel comfortable with, don't go there.
Don't waste your time or your money.
Yeah.
And that's
you. It is your body. It is your life. You should have a rapport with your doctor where you can talk to them about anything and say, hey, look, today my finger hurt. And they should be like, okay, and talk to you, not like, oh, blow it off. Like if they're not being attentive to you, get another doctor.
Get another doctor. Because that's two things you're not going to do is not give me bedside manners. And if my appointment is at 9 o'clock, and because I get there at 8:30 or 8:45, I'm always early to my appointment. If you don't see me at 9 o'clock, I'm turning around going out the door. Give me my money back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but guys, it's been a wonderful live. I appreciate everybody that came. I have to go take my meds now too. And I am going to put out a video on Wednesday. First, before I go, does any of you ladies have anything that's coming out new that or alive or anything? I put your channel in the chat, Vern and Jasmine.
Oh, thank you. Tomorrow I have dropped the link day if you guys are trying to thrive and trying to get real family members that will actually watch your channel and watch your views. And then Saturday, if we can get together, maybe we can do Bring Your Brains or something.
Yeah, let's do it.
How you feeling? Let me know.
Yeah, let's do that. Jasmine, anything new coming out?
I have a video coming out tomorrow. I'm not sure of the time, but it's coming sometime tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. So make sure you guys check them out. Anybody in the chat, if you have anything coming out, you're welcome to say it in the chat. I love to support everybody. So if you have anything that's coming out, just put it in the chat so that everybody can see it.
Yeah, the only person I saw that was live, and I'll have to look again, was Deborah Catch It by Faith. I don't know if you know her, but she's the only one that I saw. Let me check again. Any mods in the chat see anyone that's live? I prefer not to do a silent stream.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see who's live.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on my water. I gotta get it in here. But I got up late too.
You're gonna get it because you know you don't sleep. Aunt Maddie is live.
And Minister is live. Yeah, that's all the ones I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let y'all pick. I have no. I
don't care. It's your stream.
It's up to you.
Do you know Minister? Do you know Aunt Maddie?
You enjoy.
Let's go because Minister, he's trying to get monetized. I think he was really close to his hours. Let's go ahead and raid him because I think he was like really, really close. The last I checked, I think he had like 15 hours to go.
Oh,
so
Mike said my son was diagnosed thanks to a nurse. The doctors couldn't figure it out. Wow. Oh, welcome, Julie 22. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Julie P. Thank you so much. I thank you guys for coming.
Jasmine, can you drop the link in the chat for Minister?
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
I don't know who Minister is.
That's okay. Terrence. Yeah, I'll grab him.
Thank you for dropping those links to Living Better. Thank you, sis. We put the VMAX show. Let me put the VMAX show out again.
Yes, thank you. That's my second channel. Guys, go over there and support me. I need some more people over there. I'm almost at 400. I think I'm at like 389 or 390 something.
Your husband is a very good cook.
I made 4K on Vern's Junk Closet, guys. That's
congratulations.
I know. It's so exciting.
I did that all wrong. There you go. Put you in there. Thank you so much. Oh, Jazzy Nicole found it. That's Terrence, Minister Terrence.
Yeah, Minister. Oh, sorry, I just dropped it too.
Okay, awesome. So guys, go over. He's trying to get his monetization. He's a few hours. He may have actually hit it last night, but if he didn't, go over and show him some love. He's a really great channel. Stay in his channel for at least 15 minutes if you can. When you go over, just say Eat to Live Strong Raid. And I will see you guys with a video on Wednesday. And then again, next Monday, I will be doing a live. And then Wednesday will be my video. So thank you guys for joining me. Love you long time. See you next time. Let's go raid them out.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.
Okay, so A Merch Beauty is going to have a video no later than Wednesday. You guys make sure you check it out. If you are not a part of her family, go ahead and subscribe to my sister. She gives some great content. And click that notification bell so that you can get notified of her videos. Pat McGrath, all right. That's my girl. Love you, sis, Julie T. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging with us tonight. Yes, I'm glad the nurse helped your son out. It's a shame. I'm glad my ophthalmologist got me diagnosed. Love you, A-Merch. Now go over there and pray some love to the Minister Terrence Thrower. He is trying to get monetized. He's so close. You can go over there. I would appreciate it. Just say Eat to Live Strong Raid and give him at least 10 minutes of your time. See you guys over there. Everybody have a blessed night. It looks like my brother was monetized. Woo! Look at that. Watch his ads, guys. Watch the ads.